Some people who suffer from social anxiety, stress and depression start using drugs to try to feel less anxious. Stress can play a major role in starting and continuing drug use as well as relapse in patients recovering from addiction. Some people feel pressure to improve their focus in school or at work or their abilities in sports. This can play a role in trying or continuing to use drugs such as prescription stimulants or cocaine. It's all about your lifestyle. Health and Flavour is a program designed to help you refrain and manage this kind of harmful addictions through natural and accessible remedies. Here's what's ahead on today's episode. I'm your host, Joan Omambia.
So I think maybe just social group that would help actually youth to keep them busy would be one of the better ways also of dealing with the drug addictions, because most of the youth who are involving in this are really having nothing to do.
The feeling of wanting, again, missing, and then it is also desensitizes the respiratory system to tobacco.
Prevention is the best way to keep people from becoming addicted to drugs.
So why do people enjoy taking unprescribed drugs? And how can they cease? We set out to the streets of Nairobi to find answers, and these were the responses we got.
Number one, choose the correct peer group and try not to be idle. That's all.
So I think maybe just social group that would help actually youth to keep them busy would be one of the better ways also of dealing with the drug addictions, because most of the youth who are involving in this are really having nothing to do. Yeah, that is one of the main things I think can help us also to manage the drug addictions.
For someone to get out of drug and alcohol addiction, you have to psychologically set that you want to automatically set free drugs and addiction. Yeah, drugs and alcohol addiction. You can decide to leave it and go to a rehabilitation center. Yeah, that's where you learn to forget the drugs. Yeah.
One thing, it normally happens through the company. You have to avoid that company, and also in yourself you have to decide that I have to stop this. It's not a good thing. Yeah.
And has it worked for you?
Yeah, it has worked. I was once an alcohol addict. Yeah.
Any addiction, especially long-term to drugs or alcohol, will likely cause some kind of cognitive impairment. It may be anywhere from memory loss to the inability to perform skills or remember things. In most cases, these losses of cognitive abilities can be restored through a number of things, including therapy, problem solving, and of course, healthy foods. Foods with omega-3, including flax and salmon, while foods with flavonoids, including cocoa, green tea, and citrus fruits, are great to boost brain power. Additionally, avocados, walnuts, tomatoes, ginger, and lentils are full of minerals, vitamins, and healthy fats that can aid in restoring brain cells and boost addiction recovery. These are just some of the diet inclusions that our nutritionist, Ms. Hesperance Deodate, will take us through today, which are responsible for full drug addiction recovery.
I have a very important topic today. We are going to talk about addictions. But we will not talk about addictions if we do not have any natural remedies. Remember, we want to deal with the natural remedies to the most challenging subjects that we have, to the most challenging diseases. And drug addictions or substance dependence is a chronic disease that affects the brain and behavior. It is happening when the pleasure center in the brain become addicted to the production of dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter. It is released when a certain habit is done repeatedly, and that dopamine is producing pleasure. And when that happens, then the dopamine response is what now an addict chases when they need to get high. You are doing something repeatedly, and then the pleasure center in your brain, there's a certain place in the brain that is controlling the pleasure. then it is releasing the neurotransmitters. These are sparks like neurotransmitters. Now, when they are released, they are giving this pleasure, and you feel good, you feel relaxed, you feel okay, you feel like if you are stressed, you feel like you are not in need of anything. So when that happens, when you are low, the presence of neurotransmitters, dopamine, go low, then that is when now you look for that false pleasure again. And so that is when now you start looking for it. So it is not just drugs that you can be addicted to, but also some cough syrup. There is also sex addiction. There is food addiction. And you know how it starts? Just voluntarily, as for recreational or experimental purposes. In time, the drug change brain chemistry, and the addict consumes them compulsively. You start as if you want to experiment, or for curiosity purposes, or voluntarily, you decide. You have a willpower. You have a choice. But then the more you do it, then it becomes compulsive, because now the pleasure center depends on it. Now, drug addiction could mean the abuse of alcohol, heroin, cocaine, tobacco, barbiturates, amphetamines, ecstasy, and such things. But we have treatments for drug addictions, but there are pros and cons in the use of medication, which often lead to addictions of a different kind, and hence natural remedies. You know, we only go to natural therapies because when we think that those pros and cons will also bring another problem, a secondary problem to what we are solving, then probably natural remedies become better. Number one, you need to know that caffeine is also a drug. It is used to drive away addictive habits such as alcohol, ecstasy, or cocaine. And caffeine is used as a substitute for energetic substances addictions. So because it is also a drug, but at least it is of a lower level, you go from this high stage to another stage, and it will boost adrenaline and cognitive energy, and it can allow the true addiction to wear off slowly without severe withdrawal symptoms, because sometimes these symptoms can really be troublesome. But one thing you need to know, you need to move faster in a manner that you do not wait also to be addictive, because caffeine is also addictive. There is something else that one can use as a natural remedy, one of those natural therapies that we can do, and that is herbal cigarette. You know, with herbal cigarette, we just need herbs. And yes, cigarette, but herbs. Things like mint. We have dried mint here. And this one, dried mint. And then we need clover. It is here. And our purpose is to make that cigarette. We may need things like cinnamon and cardamom, cornslick. And we have things like licorice, although they should only be used in a short time because there is a presence of some carcinogens there. And then lemongrass, dried. And again, we have things like hyssop. But before we move further, I think we can also make one here. We can also make the herbal cigarette, at least to show that, yes, For those who are truly addictive and they just want to smoke, yeah, we start by using this, these herbs, dried herbs, just a little bit, and we make our own. This is clover. We make our own cigarette, but remember, herbs. So this is mint. We also mix into this one. And we have cardamom. We'll just put a little bit. You know, it is also smelling good, eh? It is not like those other things that people get addicted to. It is aiding for those who have, for the ones who do not have willpower. You see, when you want to quit and you do not have enough willpower, then you can have this herb cigarette, and somehow it will help. But for those who have willpower, then they just decide, and then they are there. If you had lemongrass, you will have used again lemongrass. It will have taken you a long way. So with this combination, we want to make our own cigarette. We are there. We are there. You wait until I make for you this one. But even for this one, we have agreed that you will do this when you are moving really faster. The aim is not to make you stick to this herbal cigarette, but is to make you move. See? I don't know whether I'll be able to fold it nicely, but I will fold it anyway. And then, now see, I don't know if this is how they will have folded, but it's going to be folded. Wow, 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 it is becoming difficult. It is becoming difficult, but I'm going to fold it. At least you have the idea on what happens. This is not the real cigarette, but it is herbs. And then, now this one does not have any filter. It does not have any filter. But this one, if a real one, the person who smokes came here, will have known how to make it. And then I will just remove it, cut it like this, and then you have your cigarette. Okay? You have your cigarette like this. Now, I don't know how we'll have lit it because my intention is not to light it. But my intention is to show you that you can make your own, because number one, what is in your mind is that you just want to stop. You want to stop, but probably the hangover is the one that is disturbing you. And so, I don't know, but this is it, yeah? This is it. Yeah, there is one that was folded before by an expert. You see it is better, but an expert has at least tried before to do it. You see this one is much, I don't know how he folded it, how he glued it, but you know. So this is a herb cigarette, and sometimes it is used, the cayenne. It is stopping the craving. It is stopping the craving. The feeling of wanting, again, missing. And then it is also desensitizes the respiratory system to tobacco. That you shouldn't want it, all right? It is removing the effect of chemical irritants. It is also adding, you can add this cayenne pepper into your drinking water. Yeah, you have a glass of water, and you just take little, you put it in that one, just a pinch of it, and then you drink it. There you go. It is doing all those, and it is one of the natural remedies. We need to talk about omega. Omega, which is found in omega-3 fish oil, it is also found in some of these nuts, yeah, raw nuts, like almond, like chia seeds, like flax seeds, is very good. You see, it is very good to protect the brain. It is protecting the body, and it is also enabling the body to recover quickly because of all the injuries and all the harmful things that have been taken to the body. It is also a powerful antioxidant. It is also an anti-inflammatory. So when you have taken this one, the omegas, omega-3, and then in combination omega-6, because you want to balance it, then it is enabling this person to just make it part of the food that will have been taken. And how to do it, you can mix whatever nuts you have. For example, this is walnut. I've taken walnut. I've taken walnut raw. And this is dried raisins. I just want to mix it. If you had pumpkin seeds, you will have also used it. Sunflower seeds, for example. And then this, the one who is withdrawing, all right, who is stopping these all negative behaviors, could work with a container full of this mixed for the purpose of getting omega-3 and omega-6, and then chewing, yeah? Chewing. Whenever that craving comes, you chew, because this is also fighting the craving, and it is allowing the addict to think clearly, all right? There is something else, gardening. It is decreasing the stress hormone level. When you are working on your garden, you are seeing beauty from the plants you are serving, you are watering the garden, you think of this flower, and then you see it is reducing the pain, okay? You are able to sleep nicely. You are lowering the anxiety. It is boosting the cognitive function. But as you are doing that, you are appreciating beauty. You become of a good service, because sometimes people tend to be depressed when they are not useful, okay, in anything. So gardening is also one of the natural therapy that is used. We have another herb called ginkgo biloba. It is improving cognitive strength. It is helping one to be able to concentrate and to be able to focus in the purpose that he's moving to. It is restoring the memory. It is giving you the willpower. It is undoing some of the damage that were done by addiction. But also we have exercise. Now, when we talk of exercise, you remember exercise is also one of the methods of detoxifying the body. Some of these substances, the bad chemicals, go to the skin and they hide under the skin, under the subcutaneous layer, which has fat. But also, so when you exercise, then it is enabling the skin to breathe. It is enabling the skin to remove the toxins through the to remove the chemicals through the skin. And you see, as you are exercising, whatever, according to the amount of strength that you'll have, it will reduce the stress, okay? But the more you exercise, slowly, you start where you are, you slowly. Probably this is the only thing you can do, but so you are giving it the way you can do it slowly. Then you gain strength, yeah? You gain energy, you gain endurance. If you are not able to go like this, then slowly, you are gaining endurance. Probably you are not able to even to balance yourself. Slowly, you are doing that. You are improving the mood. Remember, you are fighting against this craving. You want to set yourself free. Yeah? And so when you are exercising, you are not just releasing yourself from the slavery, but you are also protecting yourself against other degenerative diseases. It is protecting the brain from drugs. As you are doing that, you are removing the adrenaline from the system. The adrenaline that particular time is in the blood. It is in the muscles. It is in the brain. It is the one depressing. It is the one demanding again. So when you are removing that hormone, adrenaline, what the exercise is doing to you, it is giving you another hormone which is standing in place of the dopamine. This endorphin, happy hormone, it is making you feel like, oh, there is hope. Oh, I can do it. Today I was able to sleep. So it is giving you a hope. And so as you are doing this, you are replacing the bad to some good things that you are doing, and it is blessing you to become stable. Another thing that exercise can do, it is to reduce drug-seeking behavior. Instead of wandering, of looking for this drug which is hurting you, which is harmful to you, which is finishing you, then you have something else that is looking for you. You have your alarm, it is calling you for biking, it is calling you for hiking, it is calling you for football, it is calling you for a walk, fresh walk somewhere in the park, somewhere in nature, okay? Probably it is just aerobics. You have something else, another demand. It is taking you to the gym, you are meeting good friends. The exercise is calling for another attention. And as you are doing that, you are making yourself useful for a good cause. And when that is happening, then it has stolen some time of craving, some time of seeking bad things. It has stolen that, and so it is bringing you to your own self that you can become a better person. And so that is very positive. So exercise is one of the natural remedies that you can use again as you are moving yourself to a positive you, when you are freeing yourself. So it will reduce all those withdrawal symptoms. It is a big fight, but you will not fight alone. When you include God in this fight, God will help you. He'll give you strength. You'll be able, he'll be able to fight with you. He'll be able to free you, and he'll be able to set you free. The willpower. When you have the willpower and you include God in that plan, you will see how it works. It works very well. It works better. It is possible. You can free yourself from an addiction. Yes, it is possible. And yes, if you decide today, yes, you can be freed and you'll be blessed.
Exercise is increasingly becoming a component of many treatment programs and has proven effective when combined with cognitive behavioral therapy at helping people quit smoking. Exercise may exert beneficial effects by addressing psychosocial and physiological needs that nicotine replacement alone does not, by reducing negative feelings and stress, and by helping prevent weight gain following cessation. In this segment, Dr. Fesaha Tsegaye, who is a public health specialist, will give more intuitions on how to prevent yourself from drug addictions. Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Fesaha Tsegaye, a medical doctor and a public health specialist. I would like to emphasize on a few preventive measures highlighted on today's discussion. Prevention is the cure. This may sound cliche, but it is true. Prevention is the best way to keep people from becoming addicted to drugs. Your best defense against addiction is to avoid alcohol and drugs in the first place. While it is difficult to prevent someone from taking drugs, there are certain things that each one of us should remember on how to prevent drug addiction. Life pressure. The inability to deal with normal life pressures is one of the major reasons that drive people to drugs and alcohol. For many people, alcohol and drug consumption is a way to escape the harsh reality of life. Learning to cope with life's pressures will go a long way when it comes to helping people stay away from alcohol, tobacco, and drugs. Peer pressure. Some people, particularly teenagers and young adults, experiment with alcohol, tobacco, and drugs, just to portray a cool image in front of others. They do it to fit in among their circle of friends. Some kids wrongly believe that doing drugs or consuming alcohol will make them more acceptable and popular with other kids. Not giving into peer pressure can and will prevent drug addiction. Positive, healthy lifestyle. Eating a balanced diet and exercising regularly is another way of preventing alcohol, tobacco, and drug addiction. Being healthy and active makes it easier for people to deal with life stresses. This is in turn reduces the temptation to rely on drugs and alcohol to deal with stress. Experimenting with alcohol and drugs can lead to addiction that may ruin the physical and mental health of an individual. Staying away from alcohol and drugs is the only way to positively prevent drug addiction.
Also, water is an absolute must. Each and every person depends on water for optimal health and survival. Water flushes the body and eliminates toxins from vital organs such as the kidneys. Instead of waiting for the thirst to kick in, drink water throughout the day, especially before and after exercise and anytime it is very hot outside. Good nutrition and a healthy recovery from addiction go hand in hand. It is important to maintain a well-balanced diet and consume the least amount of packaged foods or those that are loaded with artificial flavoring and high amounts of sugar. Energy and soft drinks should also be avoided. Thank you for watching today's episode of Health and Flavour. I have been your host, Joanna Mambia.